Hey mates, just Matt jumping in here to let you know that I'm coming to the UK for a tour this September 2025. I'm coming to Edinburgh, Cambridge. It's our first ever show there. Birmingham, Manchester, Swansea, first ever Wales show, and London. I'm going to be doing my show Bad Boy, as well as a live Who Knew It with Matt Stewart in each of those places. Cannot wait. So pumped up. And also, while I've got you, our recent 500th episode, which we recorded live at the Capitol Theatre, that is now available to watch on our YouTube channel. So just head over to our YouTube channel, Do Go On Pod, and check out all 3 episodes there. A whole lot of fun. And yes, grab tickets to Bad Boy and Who Knew It in the UK at mattstewartcomedy.com. Anyway, let's get on with the show.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
If you're a lineman in charge of keeping the lights on, Grainger understands that you go to great lengths and sometimes heights to ensure the power is always flowing, which is why you can count on Grainger for professional-grade products and next-day delivery, so you have everything you need to get the job done. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Do Go On. My name is Dave Warnicky, and as always, I'm here with Jess Perkins and Matt Stewart.
Hi.
Hey Dave, so good to be alive, so good to be here. You know what? I love doing this.
Great.
This is I look forward to it every week, apart from when I'm doing the report, and I love
2/3 of your weeks are
no,
great.
I look forward to it even when I'm doing the report. Actually, often, especially when I'm doing the report.
Hi, Matt.
Hey Jess, how's it going?
Jesus Christ.
Do you look forward to this, Jess, every week?
No, just, he just goes, oh, hi, Dave, and starts talking to you, and I'm like, am I invisible?
I got distracted. But Jess, I really love, you're a big part of the reason I love doing this. I reckon you're 50% of it. Mm-hmm. Dave's the other 50.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's nice.
That's fair, actually. In fact, that's interesting, because I would actually say you, Matt, are 50% of why I like doing this. And the other 50 is that we put lunch on the company card.
Oh, yeah.
I'm already thinking about it.
I really love free lunch.
I don't know.
Actually, I brought my lunch today, but anyway.
There's a bit of a technicality there where it's actually still our money, but it's not really free.
I don't know about that.
The only way for it to
It's
be a
just
free
our-
lunch would be for you just to give me your lunch for free. Can I have it?
You can have double lunch for sure.
Yes.
That sounds like a
Double
really
lunch.
good deal.
You guys can split it and have like time and a half lunch.
What am I having?
Whatever you want. Oh, you're saying I have to give you the lunch I brought?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. A bit of pesto pasta.
I'm in.
Pesto pasta. That sounds fantastic. Jess, while you're on such a tear this morning,
Yes.
feels like you're really here.
I'm raring.
You're present.
Yes.
You're raring to go. Do you want to explain how this show works?
I don't.
Okay, Dave, how about you?
No, I'll do it.
Okay.
So how this show works, if you're joining us for the first time, this is just our vibe. We're having a bit of fun. Nobody's angry at each other. I just want to assure you.
I'm not going to steal Jess's lunch.
No, I'm going to eat my lunch. And Matt and I are very much in love. How this show works is one of the three of us researches a topic often suggested to us by our fantastic listeners. They go away, they research it, they live it, they write up a little year 9, year 10-ish level report and tell the other two about it, who listen very politely, who never interrupt, who never go on dogshit riffs, and certainly never point out when the report giver says something a bit incorrect. And this week it is Dave's turn, aka everyone's favourite report giver. In fact, we've had to stop putting that in the votes on the Patreon Awards each year because it hurts our feelings too much.
Sorry, Jess, just to pull you up on point of order. He's not everyone's favourite. He doesn't win 100% of the vote.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't vote for me because I also prefer it when I don't have to do the homework.
Okay, thank you. That did make me feel better.
It's-
Most people's favourite.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's the majority. I can't remember.
Well, if he's winning, he has to have the majority, you know?
Well, not
The majority.
No, I think you and I together might
Right.
be bigger than his share.
Shit, we're coming for you, Waterkey.
Keyword there is might.
Might.
Yeah, Dave,
checked.
haven't checked it.
I'm confident Dave knows the numbers.
Yeah.
From years
he's
ago.
playing it cool, but he
This
knows.
is all I have.
But anyway, we get onto the topic with a question. Dave, do you have a question for us?
Yes, maybe a good report writer, but not a great question writer. So just go with me on this. It is a few clues here. You can buzz in, each have a go. After each clue.
Okay.
Who am I? Or what am I? I am a country.
Australia.
Argentina.
I have 31 states.
Oh.
No, Canada doesn't have states. And it doesn't
Well,
have that
America
many.
has more than that.
Yeah,
You know what
that's
I mean? Where
true.
they say like how many months of the year have 28 days, and it's actually all of them.
Oh.
You know, it could be a trick question.
Or-
Great. I have a
Also, it might
total of
be-
31.
A total of
Maybe
31. Okay.
it's the United States in like 1896
Yeah.
or something.
We will be discussing that, actually.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Is it the United States? Okay, I
31.
don't know.
So it's a big country, I'm guessing.
I have a population of approximately 130 million people, making me
Brazil?
the third largest country in Latin America.
Ooh.
Or third largest in Latin America. Chile. Colombia.
Getting closer.
Peru.
Getting further away.
Uh,
I
Peru's
share
small.
borders with Guatemala and Belize in the southeast and the United States of America in the north.
okay, Mexico.
Yes, my next one was, my capital is Mexico City. I am Mexico.
Ah.
And today we are talking about Antonio López de Santa Anna, one of Mexico's most famous presidents, and his crazy antics.
Yes, we love a president with crazy antics.
Oh my goodness. So I
We
put
love
up,
anyone with crazy antics, really.
Yeah,
but
ma-
it is fun when they're in like an insane position of power.
Yes, and more fun usually in the rearview mirror.
Yes, yes, yes.
Don't worry,
yes,
this is a long time ago.
From the
Okay, great.
history books.
Yes.
Yes.
When it's happening at the moment, I don't know. I'm not suggesting it is.
No.
But if it was happening at the moment, that's
Not
less
funny.
fun.
Not funny.
Certainly not for the constituents
Yeah,
of
true.
that El Presidente,
Yes.
etc.
So I put up the lives of 8 world leaders from across the globe. All the continents, except Antarctica, were covered. I found them all suggested in our hat, and the Patreon supporters voted to hear about Santa Anna.
Cool.
Thank you to only one person suggested this topic, but they had a really great pitch, which also I think helped the Patreon supporters gravitate towards this suggestion. And thank you to Henry Smith from Cumbria in the UK.
Well done, Henry.
This
Good
one
on
goes
you.
out to you, Henry.
Love
is
you,
for you.
Henry. Oh, sorry, too soon.
Henry, we really like you, and we're interested to see where this goes.
Yeah, we've had a really great time,
Yeah.
and
I feel a spark.
I would like to see you again.
Yeah, I want to pursue this.
I'm not seeing anybody else
Yeah. From now on.
from now on.
I've already sent a couple
I'm making
of
some
texts.
phone calls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, text probably better.
Henry's left you on red.
I'm
Henry?
sending some different texts.
Henry, just following up.
Lol jokes.
Henry has left the chat.
Henry, sorry, I think you accidentally might have butt left the chat. I'm just bringing you back into the chat. Just see, what are you thinking? I'm
wanna-
available Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Yeah.
Morning or night.
Could also be, could move some stuff around, be available Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday also.
Yes.
Don't have a lot going on.
No,
Henry.
well, got a lot going on.
Yes, but I could move it for you.
Could have moved for you,
Henry.
Henry.
So just as an all too brief background here, previously on Mexico.
I fucking love it previously on.
Me too.
It just spoils everything that this episode's about to be about. You know what I mean?
Why
when
would
you're
we
watching
need
a
to
show
know that?
and they're like, previously on, and they're bringing up something that happened a season ago, and
You're
you're
like,
like, okay,
oh.
so that's going to come back.
That
Yeah, of
doctor,
course, it's like-
that
Yeah.
doctor is back.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that lady for like
Yeah.
6 months.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So now I know exactly what's going to happen in this
That was
episode that I'm
integral.
about to watch.
I watched the previous one when I've just watched the episode.
Yeah.
And they're recapping something that I just watched in the last 100 seconds of my life.
Exactly right. Yeah, that's always because
Your shows are pretty short, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty sure.
back in the day, TV wasn't for binging, and now you're like, I don't need it previously on.
Yeah,
Okay,
come on,
these
come on, come on,
episodes
come on.
just rolled into each
Yep,
other.
yep, yep, yep,
Okay,
yep. This is one big movie.
yeah.
Thank you. So, in the late 1700s, Mexico was ruled by Spain, as Matt previously reported on and mentioned in the El Dorado episode. The Spanish arrived in the 16th century and declared the area that included what is now Mexico, the southwestern United States, California, Florida, and Louisiana, and the northern part of Colombia to be New Spain.
Love
What an
it.
original name.
I like it. Actually,
It's fresh. It's hip. It's different. It's not your papa's Spain.
Yeah. Bleh. The Spain my parents grew up in? No thanks.
Yuck.
This is new Spain.
This is a new one. Our hats are backwards, and we're all getting around on skateboards.
Yep.
That'd actually be awesome.
Yeah.
They established the new capital, Mexico City, on the site of Tenochtitlan, the capital of the Aztec Empire. Central Mexico became the base of expeditions of exploration and conquest, expanding the territory claimed by the Spanish Empire. As well as subduing the local indigenous to the area, they were also challenged by rival European powers. From Britannica here, when France established colonies in Louisiana, the Spanish crown countered with settlements in Texas. Similarly, when motivated by the possibility of a Russian threat on the Pacific coast, the Spaniards began colonies in Louisiana, Texas, and Upper California. Throughout the 18th century, there were incessant boundary disputes between Spain, Britain, and France, and subsequently the United States, and some territories changed hands several times.
Right.
So this is the world the person at the centre of our story was born into. The year was 1794, and that man was named... Got to clear my throat and take a deep breath here. Antonio de Padua Maria Severino López de Santa Ana y Pérez de Lebrón.
Oh, yeah.
Got it. Locked and loaded.
Whoa.
Fortunately,
Beautiful.
known to history
Beautiful
as
name.
Santa Ana.
Okay, great.
Beautiful name for a boy or girl.
Yeah.
And yeah, love that. I also love how childish they all sound like the European powers there. Oh, you want that? Well, I want it too.
Yeah.
Oh, you're moving over there? Yeah, we already were.
You're in Louisiana. I didn't even want to go to
Yeah.
Louisiana, so I'm going to Texas because that's way cooler. Shut up.
Mom,
Yeah.
Spain's trying to take Texas, but I already was there. I had it first.
Play fair.
Can you...
Settle down, you lot.
He didn't even ask if he could borrow it. It's mine.
France, give it back. He was born in Xalapa, the capital city of the Mexican state of Veracruz on the east coast of Mexico. Santa Ana's family belonged to the Criollo middle class. His family was a respected Spanish family, and the family prospered in Veracruz, where their merchant class dominated politics. He was one of 7 children, which leads to a question.
Well, do they know what's causing it?
Apparently not.
Okay.
Too many.
Is this before, because this is a while ago, is this before science realised what
What
happened?
was causing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say lose one or have another. 7's a weird number.
7's a lucky number to some.
Is it?
Yeah.
Unlucky for others.
Lucky 7. You
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
the phrase lucky 7?
Nah.
It's a phrase that's always dripping from my lips. Lucky 7.
Swallow.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
always dripping,
It's
from,
dripping
my
from my lips.
lips.
Yes. If I've had some sort of dental work done.
Yeah. Mouth's still a bit numb.
Yeah.
Lucky
As the
7.
dentist has taken out the 7th tooth, that's my lucky number. Lucky 7.
Taking out all of my
He
teeth.
demanded them take 7 out.
Yeah.
They're like, only one needs to come out. No,
7's my
7.
lucky
Jess
number.
said 9 more.
Yeah.
Rounded up to 10. The young Santa Ana, I'm not sure how I'm going to say this, so I'll just say a bit of both. The young Santa Ana wanted to join the military, and in June 1810, at the age of 16, he joined the Fillo de Veracruz Infantry Regiment under the command of Jose Joaquin de Arredondo.
Oh my God, that's a great name.
There are some amazing names in this report.
Joaquin is always great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But if you end it with Dondo?
Arredondo.
Arredondo. Oh, hello.
So that was his
Can
boss.
see that. That's the kind of name that I could see dripping from my mouth. Arredondo.
So that's his boss. This was a time when Spain was still in charge, so he was working for Spain.
Mm-hmm.
Being an officer in a time of war was a way that a provincial middle-class man could vault from relative obscurity to a position of leadership, and Santa Ana distinguished himself in battle, a path that led him to a national political career. According to the New World Encyclopedia, which is a great article that I'll of course link to, they write, Santa Ana spent the next years battling insurgents and policing the Indian tribes of the internal provinces. Like most Criollo officers in the Royalist Army, he remained loyal to Spain for a number of years and fought against the movement for Mexican independence. So there were these rebellions cropping up, and he's in the army that would say, no, Spain is in charge.
Oh, yeah. The army just go around saying no.
No. Huh?
No.
Drop it.
What did I say?
Drop it.
I'm going to count to 3.
Talking to the rebellions like they're dogs.
Yeah. That's how I talk to children.
Oi, hey,
I'm
hey,
much
hey.
nicer to dogs.
Down.
Sit.
Oi,
Off it.
oi,
Off the couch. Get off the couch.
on your bed. On your bed. I've seen dog people.
I'm always telling people to go on their beds.
Yeah.
On your bed.
On your bed. On your bed.
So we've just arrived at the Mexican War for Independence, which was not a single war, but actually a series of local and regional struggles that occurred across an 11-year period. And like I said, during much of this time, Santa Anna was on the side crushing rebellion, and his commanding officer taught him about dealing with Mexican nationalist rebels. In 1811, Santa Anna was wounded in the arm by an arrow whilst on a campaign against northern Indian tribes. And then in a bit of foreshadowing of his future career, Santa Anna, in 1821, after fighting against the rebels for over a decade, switched sides and joined the fight for independence.
Ah.
This would become a pattern of his life.
Oh.
Britannica writes, he fought on both sides of nearly every issue of the day.
Great.
Arguing with himself sometimes. Well, I'm
Just-
going to have to disagree
Do
there,
you think
mate.
he's just very easily swayed?
Yeah, I think he just goes, whichever way the wind's blowing, I'm happy to go with you.
Yeah, okay.
He declared his loyalty to the insurgent leader El Libertador, the future emperor of Mexico, Agustin I. Santa Anna rose to prominence by quickly driving the Spanish forces out of the vital port city of Veracruz in 1821. These are the people he'd previously been fighting for. Mexico declared independence in that year on September the 28th, and Augustin was declared emperor early the next year. So you've kicked out one emperor, put in another. After Santa Anna declared his loyalty to the emperor, the monarch rewarded him with the rank of general. Yet in 1823, Santa Anna was among the military leaders supporting the Plan de Casamata to overthrow the emperor and declare Mexico a republic. I did read that Santa Anna would later admit in his recollections that at that time, he did not know what a republic was.
Good. Good
He's
to
just
fight
going
for.
with it.
Yeah, no, good to really get involved in the fight then.
Yeah, you guys have a plan? Well, that actually sounds like a good plan. Can I get involved there?
He just said the word pub. Pub? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll come.
Love a pub.
Yeah.
Your shout?
Just shout. Who's shout? I don't care as long as the drink's wet. That seems like something someone
so that
that
could
would
be
say.
dripping from my lips.
Oh.
As long as the drink's wet.
You know,
I don't mind where we go, mate, as long as the drink's wet.
Yeah, do you reckon it sounds like something that they would say?
Yeah.
They, being people very different from me.
Yeah, definitely not
You
you,
would never
obviously.
say
I don't think you
that.
could pull that off, but I think other people definitely could and do.
Mate, as long as the beer's wet, I'm in.
That's slightly better, yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's slightly better.
Yeah.
I don't care what the drink is as long as it's wet is not quite as good.
Yeah.
That makes a bit more sense.
Okay.
Still strange because it could be like a hot, wet beer and that'd be yuck.
Oh, yeah. As long as it's cold and wet, mate.
No, it's got to be cold. Okay.
As long as the beer's cold and wet, mate. I'm
yeah,
in.
that's better.
Yeah.
That's better. Good to workshop these things.
So for the second time in less than 2 years, he's changed sides.
Mm-hmm.
And Agustin I soon abdicated as the emperor and was later executed.
Okay.
I guess to make sure he wasn't coming back.
It's like a vampire. Separate the head,
Exactly.
because otherwise they'll come back.
I think they thought he was a vampire.
Well, there you go.
Do you just have to cut the head off and then you can still bury the two bits together, or do you have to like hide the head?
I think you play hide the head.
Yeah.
Vampires hate games.
Yeah, that's true.
They're very straight and true types, you know? Hey, I'm a sharpshooter. I'm a straight shooter. I'm a vampire. All right?
But you don't play games?
I don't want to play games.
As long as the blood's wet, I don't care where we are.
As long as the blood's wet.
And cold.
I'm happy to sup on it. Okay? Doesn't have to be cold. I actually prefer warm blood.
I'll sup
Really?
on it. Yuck.
I'll sup on the blood.
Ugh.
As long as it's warm and wet, I'm supping on the blood.
I've had enough of this bit now. The warm, wet blood.
I don't play games.
That grossed me out.
All right?
Now, where's my head?
Now, where's my body?
I'm
Where's
going to
my
count to
head?
3.
All right? I'm not mucking around here. Return my head to the body, please.
So they killed their vampire emperor.
Sure.
Cut his head off or whatever. A federal republic was declared and a provisional government with 6 leaders was in charge, one of whom was called Nicholas Bravo. my new favourite name.
That's
Nicky Bravo.
very good.
Yeah.
If we, for the next series of D&D, have new character names, I would like to put forward early for me, Nicholas Bravo.
Make a note, but
I
I think,
won't remember, but
yeah, I'll
yes.
forget. But unfortunately, I do think our characters will be continuing. And I say unfortunately because obviously you are desperate to not be married to me anymore.
Actually, I forgot we were married.
What happens in D&D? Can you... That's a bit of a spoiler for people who aren't up that far. But... which is a real no-no in D&D. But...
This guy knows.
I know.
He knows.
I like no-no. But... Yeah, what if we die? Do we just stop playing?
Yeah.
Or do
Well,
you come back as a new character?
You have to come to the recording and just sit there silently. Remember you're dead.
Okay.
Don't influence the game,
No
please.
input from you, thanks.
You're not there.
Did I have to come to work? Shut up.
Shut up.
And yes. Go get me a coffee. Quietly.
So there's a new government in charge, including Nicholas Bravo, the 6 leaders. In this period, which is 1824, our guy Santa Anna was appointed governor of the state of Yucatan. Again, from the New World Encyclopedia, or I like to call it the New. On his own initiative, I couldn't be bothered saying it heaps of times. On his own initiative, Santa Anna prepared to invade Cuba, which remained under Spanish rule, but he possessed neither the funds nor sufficient support for such an adventure.
Okay.
But if he had that, that's
Yeah.
what he'd be doing.
He'd be off doing that.
It's on his wish board.
Yeah. His wish board.
What do you call those things? Wish boards.
A vision board.
Vision board. It's on his vision board.
Yeah, he's got a little army there. Well, actually, 1,000 Mexicans were already on ships to sail to Cuba, so he was drastically underprepared. But he's like, we're going to do this anyway. When word came that Spain were reinforcing their colony with even more people, so the invasion was
They
called
did a
off.
U-turn?
Yeah, they
That's
just
so
turned back.
fun.
Oh, what's that? They've got even more people. Back it up, guys.
Sorry, I think I left something at home. Very important. We should go back for it.
I think that's one of the funniest things, pretending that you were always U-turning, you know, not just a, oh, shit. Yeah, here we go. Bang, I actually forgot.
In 1829, Spain made its final attempt to retake Mexico in Tampico with an invading force of 2,600 soldiers. Santa Anna marched against the Baradas expedition with a much smaller force and defeated the Spaniards, many of whom were suffering from yellow fever. So not from that part of the world. They came and got very, very sick. Santa Anna was declared a hero, which he relished. And from then on, he styled himself as the victor of Tampico, or the saviour of the motherland.
What's yellow fever again?
It's like a tropical disease.
Right.
Nasty. But he was apparently pretty immune to it because he grew up in that area
Gotcha.
on the East Coast.
There you go. Santa Anna's so familiar. Is things are named after him? I get you probably
There's
get
a
this
city
later.
in California, but I looked it up. It's not named after him.
Okay.
I also thought so.
Yeah. Is there a car? The Hyundai Santa Ana?
Oh, yeah, Santa Fe.
Hey.
Santa Fe. Is that Anna's? Probably Anna's sister. Faye.
Yeah.
Younger sister Faye.
Younger sister Faye. Sorry, no, that's my younger sister, Hyundai Faye.
So he's the victor of Tampico, the saviour of the motherland. This was one of many nicknames he gave himself, or pushed to be
He
called.
gave himself. And you could hear, you just said that like he pushed to be called this, and you are understanding it's a bit lame to try and push your own nickname.
No, who would do that?
Who would do that?
Who would do that?
What a lame thing to do.
Yeah,
So
come on,
It's a
uncool.
bit
Cobra.
desperate, isn't it?
That's right. That's
Yeah.
why, and I tell people, don't call me Cobra.
Yeah.
Oh, Cobra? You say Cobra?
Yeah.
Oh. Nah, I'm off it again. I was warming to Cobra. Cobra. I don't know about Cobra. You're no Cobra. You're a Cobra.
I'm a Cobra.
yeah.
How dare you? I'm not a Cobra. I'm a Cobra. Another one he definitely coined was the Napoleon of the West.
Ah.
Napoleon was big in Europe just before this.
And
He's like, I'm Napoleon from here.
he thinks of Mexico as west of Europe.
West of somewhere.
Yeah, I guess we're all west of somewhere. I would have thought he'd be wouldn't he be the Napoleon of the South or something? Compared to France? I don't
Oh,
know.
it is south. It is southern from France. Yeah.
But is it also west of France? If you go far enough, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. So he's got these nicknames. Hyperbole aside, this really was a significant victory as it really put an end to Spain attempting to retake the territory and consolidate the independence of the new Mexican Republic.
Okay.
Santa Anna then declared himself retired. Quote, unless my country needs me.
Unless he's asking for an encore. Mate, we know you haven't played your hit yet.
Yeah, come on.
We know you're covered back.
Come on.
Don't make us go through all this.
You've only got one number one hit. Come on. You're going to play it.
Come on. Ice Ice Baby, we know you're playing it.
Come on. So, Christopher, you haven't played Lady in Red yet.
Come on. And have you even played The Ferryman?
I don't think so.
Come on, mate.
Come on.
We know what's
Honestly,
coming.
you've just wasted the last 90 minutes of my life.
It's been fantastic.
It's been great.
Just checking out those beautiful brows. World-class brows.
Great work, Christopher. He was actually retired for a very short time, as even though they'd got the Spanish monkey off their backs, it was hardly instant smooth sailing for the new Mexican government. Just 3 months after the final victory over Spain, President Vicente Guerrero was challenged in a coup d'etat by his conservative vice president, Anastasio Bustamante.
Oof. Some great names. And we love a coup d'etat.
Yes. I'm not sure if it was a 2-day coup d'etat,
Yeah.
but it was pretty quick, I think. The challenge was successful, and President Guerrero was captured and executed after a summary trial. And this shocked many across the nation, because he'd gone from being the president to being a headless vampire.
Yeah.
A little too quick for a lot of people.
Okay.
I got to tell you, looking at the map, it's very much just straight west. It's a little southwest. It's funny how I picture the map with Australia in the centre.
Yeah.
Because I'm such an egomaniac.
That's right.
And in that case, it's east. But I think probably if you were in Mexico, you would see that as west of France.
Okay.
So I know that people will be screaming at their iPods right now. Well, you can suck those screams back in.
Yeah. And bottle them up.
Bottle them up. Push them down.
Push them
real
right
down.
Push those
down.
screams down because they're not wanted here.
Okay. And they're not warranted.
They're not warranted here either. But no, it is pretty much just a little southwest, but pretty west. So apologies to Santa Ana there. I don't know what I was thinking. Obviously, he knew. You don't go off half-cocked and come up with a nickname like that without checking out a map.
Exactly right.
Yeah, you look at the map.
You'd be foolish not to.
Yeah. Dave, what about Cobra of the South?
Happy with that.
Okay.
Cobra of the South.
I was going to say tricked you, but got him.
Got him, beauty. So President Guerrero was challenged by his vice president, Bustamante. I know, it's so good. And he comes back. All these people come back.
Bustamante is so great.
He was the new president because he killed the old president. Santa Anna declared himself to be in rebellion against the new president, Bustamante, and there was a bloody conflict that ended in 1833 with Santa Anna forcing the resignation of Bustamante's cabinet and an agreement to new elections. Santa Anna put his name up for election. Remember, he said, if my country needs me.
If you need me.
Well, yeah, I mean, happy to just retire in peace, but yell if you need anything.
They keep drawing me back in.
Oh, they
if you need, here if you need.
Need me.
It's a real wing attack in that way.
Yeah.
And he won on April the 1st, 1833.
You know
April
what
Fool's
that
Day.
means? That means they needed him.
They
You know what I
needed
mean?
him.
He's like, I'll put my name in. If you don't need me, don't vote for me.
Yeah.
No worries at all.
No harm done, no harm, no foul. I'm happy to just go back to my hot tub.
I'm the kind of person that won't take any offense.
Yeah.
That won't affect
I've gotten really
me.
into gardening in my retirement,
Yeah.
and I've got a beautiful crop of strawberries coming. So if you don't need me, happy to.
I'll just be if you do need me, I'll be munching on some strawberries and cream.
Yeah. If you need some strawberries, bloody pop on by.
But
Oh, you voted for me. Well, I guess they needed me
Well, I
then.
was going to be the president of strawberries, but I guess
okay, be the president.
I don't
of
know why
yours
strawberries
then.
is the first thing I thought of.
that's luxury.
It's a beautiful fruit.
It's a beautiful fruit. That's true. Is it a Mexican fruit? I don't know.
They have some great fruits there.
They do.
I don't know if strawberries is one of them. I'll get back to you.
I'm sure they have them. I'm saying, like, is that the right
Is that
sort
big?
of temperament?
Yeah.
Temperament? The you know what I mean.
Get what you mean. So he was elected as April 1st, which is April Fool's Day, quite appropriate, as whilst Santa Anna desired the title of El Presidente, he was not really interested in governing.
No.
According to Mexican historian Enrique Krautz, it annoyed him and bored him and perhaps frightened him.
Okay.
So he wants to be called president, but he's like, I can't want to do.
Yeah.
I got to do work.
Don't make me actually like do stuff.
Oh my God. During this period, he became known as the absentee president, as his vice president, Valentin Gomez Farias, had to frequently take over governing whilst he went away, sometimes retiring to Manga de Clavo, his beautiful hacienda in Veracruz,
Oh
literally
my God.
going to the hot tub.
Love that.
Manga Tiaro.
Manga de Clavo.
was nowhere near
No.
Manga de Clavo. So good.
It's very nice.
So he had
Love
this
it very
beautiful
much.
property that he would often just retreat to and go, I'm good. You keep going
got it.
without me.
Yep.
Jess, can I say this? That you're in the real ballpark here. So apparently the modern strawberry is actually a crossbred strawberry, which initially occurred in France in the 1750s.
Oh,
But
the strawberries of the East.
the two strawberries that they brought together, one was from eastern North America, the Fragaria virginiana. It's probably not how they would say it. And I don't know what I did with the sort of Italian accent. And the other one from Chile, the Fragaria chiloensis.
Great. So I was
Chile, yeah,
absolutely
you were
spot on.
Spot on.
He was at the forefront of strawberries.
Yeah,
Shit,
like-
where's Chile compared to Mexico? Close, sort of.
Well, if it's you're talking
Is
about
that the long skinny one?
Well, you're saying the northeast of North America, and Chile's in the south. You know what's halfway in between?
But-
Mexico.
There you go.
Nailed it, Jess. Absolutely.
Hey, the meeting point. Mexico, I think, is actually Spanish for meeting point of strawberries.
Wow, I didn't come across that.
Yeah.
Love it though.
Well, I just made it up, Dave.
Oh,
Very unlikely for you to have come across. How could you have come across it before I made it up?
that's how good I am.
And you're the one telling the story, Jess. I've lost all confidence in this guy.
What's he even talking about?
Does he know?
Not that we're letting him get much in.
I'm
yeah,
talking
say
about
a word, mate. Dare
El
ya?
Presidente Santa Ana, who
He's in the hot tub instead of
he
president.
frequently just walked away from the job and said to the vice president, "You're in charge now." The wiki page of list of Mexican heads of state is truly wild. This is how it goes, and it says how long they were president for. Santa Ana, this is when he first took over, 18 days. His deputy then takes over, 15 days. Back to Santa Ana, 17 days. Then Gomez, his vice president, 114 days.
Okay.
Then Santa Ana's back for 49 days.
Okay. It's the longest stretch yet.
Then Gomez Farias is back for 129 days.
Okay, this guy's got some real stick-to-itiveness.
And during this time, Gomez Farias promoted several liberal reforms that led to the discontent of conservatives and the church, who did not like that he was rooting out corruption and stepping on the toes of the wealthy and powerful.
Hey, yeah. Hey,
So-
we've had that corruption for a long time.
The system works for us.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. For us.
For us. So Santa Ana is like, whoa, you're pissing off the rich people. He took over again and he aligned with the conservatives. Gomez Farias, the vice president, went into exile and Santa Ana returned to the presidency, this time for 278 days.
Whoa.
So he did like 9 months, where he declared the constitution suspended, disbanded the Congress, and worked to concentrate power in the central government. Several Mexican states went into open rebellion against this, including what is present-day Texas and the well-armed state of Zacatecas. Santa Ana handballed the presidency to another guy called Miguel Barragan, and with this, Santa Ana took his army and first shut down the rebellion in Zacatecas and then marched into present-day Texas. He saw rebellion. He's good at crushing rebellion. He's got experience back when he was on the other side.
Yeah.
And now he's going up into Texas to stop these rebellions. At the time, the state that he was going into was Coahuila y Tejas. And together with colonists from America, they went into rebellion in 1935 and declared themselves to be independent in 1836. This is known as the Texas Revolution. And at first, the Texians had a string of victories that drove the Mexican federal forces south of the Rio Grande. This is when Santa Ana was like, well, okay, I've got to do something about these rebellions. So he marched north to bring Texas back under Mexican control, and most of the victorious Texas volunteer rebel army went home. I think they were like, oh, I don't think we're going to win anymore. So they left. Small garrisons were left at several towns, including what is now San Antonio, where the Texans occupied a former Spanish mission called the Alamo, named for the tall cottonwood trees that surrounded it. And this would become known as the Battle of the Alamo, a
Never
very
forget.
famous battle.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, Willie Nelson pissed on it? No, Ozzy Osbourne pissed on it.
Pissed on the Alamo.
Pissed on the Alamo. Is that right?
Really?
Wearing a
What? No,
dress?
why did he piss on it?
Oh, he just needed a piss. It was just wrong place, wrong time.
Just what are the chances?
But he got done for it.
Oh, gosh, Ozzy.
I mean, he got up to a lot of things.
Sharon,
Sharon!
I need a piss.
I heard a clip of him and Sharon being interviewed.
Oh.
And he go,
For some reason, when we started talking, I thought you were going to say him and Sharon being intimate.
oh, no. I heard a clip. Fascinating stuff.
Really
And it went a little
romantic stuff.
something like this. No, but he was talking about... he went away on a holiday with Sharon to Japan, and he went out and he forgot that they went over there together, and he brought a woman home. And she like smashed him over the head with a picture frame. And he's like, oh, I couldn't remember. It was a long flight. We went together on the flight. And Sharon's like, yes, I did. Yes, I did. I hit him over the head. What a couple. What a couple.
They've
Hey,
all been
marriage
through a lot.
goals, you know.
I forgot.
Like, but that's not the problem, Ozzy. It's not like I went out to get a snack and forgot that Sharon was there, and I came back with only a snack for me. Well, in so many ways he did, but that's not the problem. Is that you forgot you were there? Yeah, okay, yep.
In my defense, I didn't think you were going to be there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done it if I'd known you were going to be there.
I would have done it if I knew I was going to get caught.
I would have got a hotel room. I'm not a fucking
I'm
idiot.
not a moron, Sharon.
Well, it's just funny that that's them telling this funny
Yeah,
little
yeah.
anecdote in
Yeah.
an interview.
And they're both like, yeah, that is how it happened.
It is funny when, and not to the same degree at all, but when you had a fight so long ago that now you can laugh about it.
Yeah.
That's just where they're at. They've been married for 400 years, and they're like, remember that time?
Yeah, so much other wild stuff has happened.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, yeah, that's probably not even the top 1,000.
Yeah. Remember that time he couldn't work a universal remote? Shut up.
And the dog kept shitting inside. I wonder if that's available anywhere. Worth a rewatch of The
Should we-
Osbournes from 2002.
Should we rewatch it?
Yeah.
Let's set up the big screens downstairs and just have a binge of the Osbournes.
8 hours.
So in 1982, he pissed on the Alamo cenotaph and was arrested.
I didn't know this. Wow.
And he was banned from the Alamo until he ended up apologising and made a donation. And I think he's now allowed back to the Alamo.
Right. Has he gone back for a piss since? He's taking a shit.
Apparently he went there in 2015.
Okay.
But I believe he did. He went before.
Okay, they made sure.
Yeah.
Sharon made sure. Ozzy, have you been?
Yeah.
Maybe you should go just in case.
Just a safety one. One for safety, Aussie.
So we're at the Battle of the Alamo. According to Britannica, Sam Houston, the commanding general of the Revolutionary Army, had earlier left the mission with the main body of his troops, believing it could not be easily defended. And what's a great way to defend a place? Have even less troops there.
Yeah.
Only a small militia force remained. The co-commanders, William Travis and James Bowie, did not credit warnings that Santa Anna was coming and did little to lay food, supplies, or ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
They've heard rumours that a big army's coming. They're like, nah.
Wait, yeah, this is the thing. What are they going to expect you to do? Probably get
prepared.
more people, be prepared, have food and ammunition.
Yep.
So what do? If you're clever, the opposite. Under-prepare, have not enough people.
Yeah.
I imagine what's going to happen is Santa Anna's going to rock home and go, I don't know what to do with this.
Oh, I never
Yeah.
saw this
I was
coming.
preparing a big battle.
What the hell?
I'd just be able to walk in there.
There's like one family in there.
He does a U-turn.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Santa Anna and his army arrived on February 23. Estimates vary for the size of the army, possibly all the way from 1,800 men to 6,000 men.
Okay.
What is certain is they greatly outnumbered the revolutionists, who numbered 257 fighting men. So it's either 257 between 1,800, that's still bad, or up to 6,000, which
Yeah.
is really, really bad.
really
I reckon
bad.
when you get numbers like that, it is hard to tell.
Yes.
Like if it's like 2,000 and 6,000, I don't know if I'd be able to tell you the difference.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were next to each other, I probably could. You know, there's 6,000 people here,
Yeah.
2,000 people here.
Which one's which?
I think I could tell you. But
Yeah.
if you just showed me one of the two groups and said, is this 6,000 or 2,000, I'd say, U-turn. And
Yeah.
I'm out.
I'd say I will answer that. my phone is ringing.
Yes.
And I have to take it to an emergency.
BRB.
And I answer the phone and I say, what?
Oh my God.
What?
An emergency?
Oh my God.
Aussie's pissed on the...
I have to go. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, Aussie's just pissed on something again. I told him to have a safety word.
I have to go.
Yeah, well, so did Aussie. Please, Dave, do go on.
So the 257 fighting men holed up inside and bravely fought off the Mexican army over a 13-day siege.
Oof.
They're greatly outnumbered. After repelling 2 attacks, the Texians were unable to fend off a 3rd attack.
The Texians.
Yeah.
They should have kept that. Texian.
Yeah, apparently that was the name they were using at the time. As Mexican soldiers scaled the walls, most of the Texian fighters withdrew into interior buildings. Those who were unable to reach these points were slain by the Mexican cavalry as they attempted to escape. Almost all of the Texian inhabitants were killed.
Wow.
Santa Anna's execution of surrendering soldiers during the battle actually inspired many more Texians and Tejanos to join the Texian army.
Right.
So that part backfired.
Yeah.
Because people were like, wow, this guy is so brutal. We need to rise up against him.
Is there any chance that people could just, sit tight, enjoy the spot they're in? What's the deal with this? Have we ever really thought about it? Why couldn't he send her out a place?
Yeah.
He had his strawberry patch.
Just enjoy.
Get a spa.
Why is he? Oh, no,
Why are you going to take somebody else's as well?
Come
I know.
Bloody hell.
Mate, wait till you hear what the English did, honestly.
I don't want to.
It'll blow your mind.
I don't want to hear about it.
We don't have enough time. Famous frontiersman and former US Congressman Davy Crockett was one of the revolutionaries killed at the Alamo. And one of the reasons this battle is still in the popular consciousness, particularly in the USA, is the depictions of it in popular culture, including the 1950s Disney miniseries, Davy Crockett, and John Wayne's 1960 film The Alamo, which John Wayne directed and starred in as Davy Crockett.
Right. I did not know. I knew we had to remember the Alamo. I had no idea why. But it was because of the thing you just talked about?
Yeah.
That's the battle. Yeah, that's right.
There you go.
Battle, which turned into, a full bit of a massacre, really.
Yeah.
The following month, Santa Anna and his forces executed 342 Texan prisoners at the Goliad massacre. And actually, this is referred to as a massacre. But a few weeks later, he had the tables turned on him when Sam Houston, who was commanding the Revolutionary Army, soundly defeated Santa Anna and his forces. Santa Anna himself was captured.
Now, can I guess Houston's named after Houston?
That's gotta be.
Gotta be, right?
That's gotta be.
Otherwise, I'll tell you what, we've got a problem. But
it's named after General Sam Houston. Woohoo!
Jess is right to shake her head very slowly at me there. Now she's nodding that the shake
right.
was correct.
Yes.
But yeah, I find that all very interesting. So the Texians, aka Texans, who were they? Were they at that point an independent state?
So a big part of the area was part of Mexico.
Yep.
And then in 1836, they declared themselves to be independent. And then America, which had pretty recently been formed, they started claiming a bunch of Mexico. And that's why Mexico and the USA started the War of Texas. And that's what's going on here. Because basically they were saying we want to be independent from Mexico, a large portion, and started to revolt. And Mexico, including Santa Anna, were like, no,
right,
you're part of our country.
And so it was particularly a special place for Texans. Is that right?
Yeah, it would be big because it does. Yeah. This whole period does lead to Texas becoming part of the United States of America. So
yeah, and that's why Willie Nelson would never piss on the Alamo as a proud Texan man. Stay weird, Austin.
Stay weird.
Hey, Austin, whatever you do, continue to be weird. That's number one.
Number one.
Number two, refer to number one.
So he's been captured and his army's been defeated. This led to acting Texas President David G. Burnett and Santa Anna signing the Treaties of Velasco because they're like, we've got the president of Mexico here. We'll get him to sign a treaty where in exchange for his life and safe passage back to Mexico, Santa Anna acknowledged the full, entire, and perfect independence of the Republic of Texas.
Wow, perfect independence.
That's nice.
Imagine getting your enemy to say that and put down that we're perfect.
Yeah.
Right, perfect.
And we got real tight buns.
So I've got really, really beautiful eyes.
Yeah.
Write it down.
Write down I've got rock hard abs. Write it down. Initial there. Initial on the abs, please.
Write down that my dad could beat up your dad.
Write down that my girlfriend is from another school. And that you know that that's true.
You've met her.
Yeah.
She's really beautiful.
And she's really beautiful and great.
She's really cool.
And has great abs. Initial there, please.
Yeah, initial there. So he signed this treaty, and the people of Texas are like, we got what we wanted.
Great.
So they said to Santa Anna, all right, El Presidente, you can go home now. We'll safely take you home because we've got this agreement. Then he got home, he went back to Mexico City, and a new government declared that Santa Anna was no longer president and that the treaty was thus null and void.
Oh, that's clever.
Dear.
That's clever by them, but geez, I imagine that's going to annoy the people of Texas.
That's really pissed off the people of Texas. That's not the last we'll hear from them. Texas was eventually annexed by the USA in 1845, but there is a...
real dirty pool.
Yeah, that's real dodgy, isn't it? And annoying for Santa Anna too, because he's like, well, I left to fight for the country, now I'm back, I'm not the president anymore.
Yeah, so he wasn't in on it.
No.
He wasn't winking
Yeah,
at
no.
you. No.
He was being
that's
like-
right, I'm not the president anymore.
Yeah, I'll sign the treaty, that's all good, but I'm still the president, right? And they're like, no, you are not. Just a brief detour, Santa Anna's personal life was also pretty wild. He was married twice. Both times.
Whoa, Dave,
Wild.
what the heck?
What?
You can't do that
That's crazy.
at the same time? Or?
Jesus.
My goodness me.
Separately, both times to wealthy young women.
What?
Women. Dave.
Ah.
And both times, he did not turn up to the ceremony.
Okay, that's
Okay,
pretty,
that
that's
one is
pretty wild.
noteworthy, yes.
Yeah.
So then how was he married?
He legally empowered his future father-in-law to serve as his proxy at his first wedding.
Ew.
And then at a second wedding, he got a friend to stand
Do
in for
not
him.
kiss the bride.
Yeah. Were these weddings consummated?
I believe they were often people saw them as weddings of convenience, especially because these ladies came from very wealthy, powerful families. But with his first wife, Ines Garcia, he had 4 children.
And did he father them? Or was that a proxy as well?
He got his father-in-law to stand in. Grandpa/dad. 2 months after the death of his wife, Ines, in 1844, the 50-year-old Santa Anna married 16-year-old Maria de los Dolores de Tosta.
You said women.
Well, the couple rarely lived together. De Tosta resided primarily in Mexico City. And
she was in year 10.
Yeah.
Did he help her with her homework?
He dropped her off at school. And Santa
Jesus.
Anna's political and military activities took him around the country. Again, it was just a marriage of convenience.
Yeah, right.
And he didn't even bother turning up to the ceremony.
Yeah. No kids in that one.
No kids in that one.
Happy with that.
Yeah.
Happy with that.
Okay. We can tell ourselves whatever we need to think to get through this.
Sounds like he rarely saw her.
Yeah, I don't think they ever met.
No.
Yeah, they may never have been in the same room.
Great. That's the story we're going with.
Yes.
So he lost in Texas and came back to find a new president in charge of Mexico. Now out of a job, Santa Anna spent some time in exile in the USA, where he met with the US President Andrew Jackson. He was allowed back to Mexico as he again promised he was retired and went to live at his beautiful hacienda in Veracruz again. He said, "Don't worry, I'm retired. I'm just going to go live on my beautiful farm. All good."
That's good. Strawberries. Geez, Andrew Jackson's meant to be one of the worst.
He's a bad guy.
But he's on the $20 bill. Or 10. Up to you. You get to choose.
Depends on how you view money.
Yeah.
I'd probably pick 20 if I had to pick for the 2.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, he's on that then.
Great. So he was living a quiet life, writing a manifesto that reflected on and justified his decisions in Texas that obviously didn't go well, when in 1838, he saw his shot at redemption. A war kicked off with France right in his home state of Veracruz, known to history under the delicious title of the Pastry War.
Oh, my gosh.
My God, yeah, I'm in.
I'm going to fight for a croissant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
What's
what I'm
dying for?
picturing. I'm picturing a food fight.
Yum.
This sounds fantastic. Danishes.
Oh, yeah.
Tarts.
Tarts. Frisbee. Tarts frisbeed. Oh, I've been frisbeed by a tart.
Have you had coffee today?
This war is delicious. I haven't. I've been thinking about having one. Should I have one?
I'm not sure.
That's such a polite way to say you're being a nightmare.
No, there is a certain, I don't necessarily think when I have a coffee there's a noticeable change in behavior. I probably maybe feel a little more awake, but there is a noticeable change. I was listening back to an episode recently where Dave mid-sentence says, stop drinking that coffee.
I remember saying it. I'm being a bit too harsh here, but seriously, put it down.
It was like a large, just straight black coffee. It was full on.
Oh, yeah.
I
They'd ordered by accident.
Yeah.
They'd sent you the wrong thing, I remember.
in the tour van the other week, the Billy Joel was on, and I'd had a coffee, and I turned around. Marcel was in the back seat. Marcel Blanche de Wilk, and I was saying how much he chose the song, and I'm like, man, this song really takes me back to certain times. And I'm like, oh, the coffee's kicking in. Sorry, the coffee's kicking in.
Oh, no.
I'm like, yeah.
When you realised the song had ended and no one has heard a single bar of it because you were talking over it the entire time.
No, today, no coffee. I just chose fun.
That's okay. Yeah, no, I'm happy with that. I was just asking a question of a friend.
But I'll tone it down. Point taken.
The phrase frisbeed by a pastry.
I was frisbeed by a pastry. I'm
Frisbee
doing
by
it.
a tart.
I'm doing it.
He wasn't even a peasant.
I got
Frisbee by
because
tart.
I mentioned tarts because you love tarts, and then you imagine being frisbeed by one.
Frisbee by a tart.
Oh no,
don't know
Darren,
what-
I've been frisbeed by a tart again.
God.
I don't know what the voice is, but it's definitely one I got from Dave.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been frisbee by a tart.
And it's Dave got it from me.
I'd jump into that.
All right.
Is that true?
I think so.
How did I get
There
it?
was a British accent I used to do that used to make you laugh a lot.
That's so funny
did
that
I
I
do
got
the-
it off. Like, I didn't get it direct from the source. I've got it diluted.
Yeah. And
Dave
me being
Down
the source,
version.
I made that up. That British accent. So anybody doing it?
No one actually sounds like that.
God,
That
no.
would be ridiculous. Imagine if a certain section of a whole country sounded like that.
Like, oh, I've been frisbee by a tart.
Oh, tart.
jeez.
Oh, jeez. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, don't mind if I do.
Oh, I'm going to double dip in that one.
That'd be nice with my tart.
A bit brie on my tart.
Oh,
Maybe on my
bit of
croissant.
room temperature.
Oh.
Oh, it's too cold. Oh, wait a minute. So it's the pastry war, everyone.
Jesus
Mexico.
Christ.
Mexico had obviously been a pretty tumultuous place at times over the preceding years, with presidents changing every 6 or 7 days. And when people's property was damaged in the fighting, they had very little ways to get compensation, particularly if they were foreign citizens. In a complaint to King Louis Philippe, a French pastry chef known only as Monsieur Remontel said that in 1832, Mexican officers looted his shop in Tacubaya, then a town on the outskirts of Mexico City. Mexican sources said that the officers from Santa Anna's government simply refused to pay the bills.
Dave, is that town named after me? Because I'm also a taco buyer.
Don't you dare wink at me. Stop
Oh,
it.
what a sensual wink.
It's a very intimate wink. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Was that the town was called Taco Buyer?
Tacubaya. Close enough. So they ransacked this guy's shop, smashed it up, and then he went, well, I need compensation. And the government said, nah, you're a French guy. We don't care about you. So France, which was Mexico's third largest trading partner, heard about this and demanded that the government compensate their countrymen. Now, by this time, the president of Mexico was again Anastasio Bustamante,
Okay.
whom I mentioned earlier as the vice president who killed his president in the coup d'etat. Honestly, we think we had a wild time in Australian politics in the 2010s when it was like a revolving door of prime ministers.
Yeah, it was like 4 and 5 years or something.
This is next level. Everyone who gets kicked out comes back, except for the guy who they executed.
He doesn't come back. Okay.
He's not a vampire, it turns out.
Thought we were about to go paranormal and that was going to get really fun.
That would have been sick.
This episode had pastry fights and ghosts. This is sick.
Anyway, France was pissed, and when President Anastasio Bustamante made no payment, the French king ordered a fleet under Rear Admiral, pause for laughter, Charles...
The dreaded.
the dreaded Rear Admiral. The dreaded Rear Admiral Charles Baudin to declare and carry out a blockade of all Mexican ports on the Gulf of Mexico, as well as capture by force the city of Veracruz. This is, of course, where Santa Anna retired to, and he volunteered to the government to come out of retirement and lead a revolt.
If you need.
The Mexican government gave Santa Anna control of the entire army and ordered him to defend the nation by any means necessary. Santa Anna engaged the French at Veracruz, and as the Mexican resistance retreat.
He won't. You know what'll happen? He won't turn up though once he's engaged them.
Well, he kind of did a U-turn because they retreated after a failed assault, and he was hit in the leg and the hand by cannon fire.
Oh.
His ankle was shattered, and he had to have his leg amputated. He ordered
From a shattered ankle.
Yeah, I think back then it was like, well, there's no coming back from this.
You got to
Lop
lop
the whole
from
thing
the
off.
waist down.
He ordered that his amputated leg be buried with full military honours. They had a full ceremony
For his leg.
For his leg. It's so good. So he didn't really get rid of the French, but they withdrew on March the 9th, 1839, after a peace treaty was signed. Mexico backed down and agreed to pay restitution to France's citizens. So they withdrew after Mexico said, all right, you can have what you want. Please leave. It should be noted that Mexico never paid the money, and that was later used as one of the justifications for the second French intervention in Mexico of 1861. Cinco de Mayo celebrates a victory over France during this war. But that is a story for another time.
Ah.
What does Cinco de Mayo mean? Something of May?
Was it the 5th of May?
5th of May.
And it is, they had a victory, and that's what they celebrate there. 1862, like I said, sorry.
And you're going to do that as another episode?
Honestly, it could be.
And
There's so much going on in this period.
Whenever Dave, listeners, coming close, whenever Dave...
A little closer.
Whenever Dave does this sort of bit of sizzle about a future topic, this really opens you up to, if you want to shout out on the show, you suggest it into the hat.
Oh my gosh.
And then when Dave gets around to doing it, he'll read your name out.
I have to read out 300
Because he's basically inviting you to put this as a suggestion into the hat. What are you saying, Cinco de Mayo?
No, you have to say the second French intervention in Mexico of 1861.
Yeah, okay.
And I'll search for that word, that phrasing exactly.
Yeah.
And if you get it slightly wrong,
Yeah.
you're not getting a shout out.
That's reasonable.
I think that's fair.
That's very fair.
Laying it down.
Laying down it.
Laying down it.
That's Dave Warnocky laying down it. Okay.
I'm dropping the mic, and I'm going to grab the mic and say, sorry, I misspoke there. Let me do that again.
We're getting a real insight into Dave as a dad. I'm laying down it.
That's it.
Laying down it.
Lay him down it. What are you laying down? Sorry, the law. I meant to say the law.
The law. So, fuck.
Let me come.
BetterHelp Online Therapy bought this 30-second ad to remind you right now, wherever you are, to unclench your jaw, relax your shoulders, take a deep breath in and out. Feels better, right? That's 15 seconds of self-care. Imagine what you could do with more. Visit betterhelp.com/randompodcast for 10% off your first month of therapy. No pressure, just help. But for now, just relax.
If you're a lineman in charge of keeping the lights on, Grainger understands that you go to great lengths and sometimes heights to ensure the power is always flowing, which is why you can count on Grainger for professional-grade products and next-day delivery, so you have everything you need to get the job done. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Back. So Santa Anna, now with a cork leg, used his return to relevance and his injury to re-enter Mexican politics as a hero. Despite the fact he didn't drive the French away, but he was like, I was there and I lost a leg for this country.
Yeah.
I'm back, baby.
Cork feels like an odd choice.
It's not I don't know, yeah.
I don't think it holds water all that well.
Lightweight?
Yeah, but do you want that?
You don't
I mean, you don't want it heavy, but
swimming.
you want to know it can weight bear confidently.
Yeah.
And yeah, what does cork do in water? I know it floats.
Yeah.
So that's handy, I guess.
Your legs floating. That's probably
So you can't dive
probably
anymore.
not great.
Yeah. Anyway,
He's got. We're going to talk more about that cork leg, believe it or not.
cork leg.
Matt's
Googled something again.
Yeah, just the
So
way
you're saying the phrase lay down?
No, it's a
Actually, Dave, technically what you said was correct. Thank you.
It was
done.
I just saw an equally fun butchering of language recently, which I know is rich coming from me, one of the biggest butchers out there.
Yes.
But a senator in America, Senator Mullen, asked the Education Secretary Linda McMahon, who I think is from the wrestling family, one of Trump's appointees as the Education Secretary.
Linda McMahon, yeah.
And he asked her, what was we ranked in reading and math in 1979? And she said, I'm sorry, what? And he said, what was we ranked nationally in math and reading in 1979? And she said, very, very low on the totem pole. And he said, we were number one. The whole start to finish, that little...
What was we?
What was we ranked?
What was we ranked? And the fact that that she asked what, and he said it the same.
Exactly the same, yeah.
What was we ranked?
I said, what was we ranked?
What was we?
I'm sorry, did
In
you miss
reading.
it?
And then just the fact that that she confidently answered the question, and he was like, no, that's the opposite, actually.
Great.
And they're both, they're on the same team.
Yeah, they're leaders.
What was we ranked? What was we ranked? Sorry, Dave, what was we ranked?
So that was like one of those Dorothy Dixer questions
Yeah.
where it's supposed to be like, here you go.
We were number
A
one.
handball. I'll just read from the script. What was we ranked? That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Oh, no.
So after
So
that,
once again, what was we ranked?
after that, you'd say, arrest my case. Lay down it. So he's back in politics. He's like, remember me?
Remember, mate?
I lost a leg for you guys. You should get behind me. He was then asked to take control of the provisional government as Anastasio Bustamante's president turned chaotic, like every presidency of this period. Santa Anna accepted and became president for the 5th time.
Yes.
A rebel army marched towards the capital to depose Santa Anna, but he quickly crushed the rebellion, because that's what he's quite good at doing. The NEW writes, Santa Anna's rule was even more dictatorial than his first administration. He jailed anyone who disagreed with him and also banned newspapers that didn't align with his policies. His increase in taxes was not popular, and several Mexican states simply stopped dealing with the central government. Yucatan and Laredo going so far as to declare themselves independent republics. As resentment grew, he saw the writing on the wall and stepped down from power and hoped to quietly slip away from his enemies. However, he was captured, turned over to authorities, and imprisoned. His life was ultimately spared, but he was exiled to Cuba.
Wow.
And like I said earlier, Texas was annexed by the US in 1845 and was admitted to the Union as the 28th state on December 29, 1845. It had declared independence from Mexico in 1836, like I said, and the vast majority of the population supported joining the USA. Mexico still did not recognize this, and they disagreed about the Texas border. They're like, okay, you're not a state, but if you were a state, that's not where the border is.
Right.
So the United States invaded Mexico in 1846, triggering what is known as the Mexican-American War. Our man, Santa Anna, who remember was in exile in Cuba, wrote to Mexico City saying that he no longer had aspirations to the presidency. But he would eagerly use his military experience to fight off the foreign invasion of Mexico as he had in the past.
Here if you
and if you
need.
wanted to give me a title,
Yeah.
I'd accept that.
Exactly. I'll get rid of them and then I'll go back into exile. I don't want to be president anymore.
No.
Yeah. Definitely don't want that. Please don't ask me to be.
Mexico were desperate and accepted. Meanwhile, Santa Anna had also been in contact with the Americans, contacting US President James K. Polk, who arranged for a ship to take Santa Anna from Cuba through naval blockades to Mexico, where he promised America he would work for peace and work to get Mexico to sell land to the USA for a reasonable price. So he's saying to the Mexican government, I'll get rid of those Americans. And he's saying to the American government, I'll work out a treaty for you. Don't worry. In a move that would surprise absolutely no one except the people he duped them both. Once in control of the army,
Double dupe.
he declared himself to be the president of Mexico once again, now for the 7th time.
What?
And he took up arms against the USA.
Okay.
And it sounds like they're probably just basically forcing him to do it. This isn't the kind of thing he wants.
No, he just wants
He's
to
done
retire.
with it.
He's retired.
He wants to just tend to his veggie patch.
Is it,
Okay.
Are they holding a gun to his head?
Catch up on a bit of TV.
Could they
Read a
just-
few books.
Please let the man retire in
Let
peace.
the man rest. Good heavens.
I'm furious
I
for him.
know. God, some people really have greatness thrust upon them, don't they?
Yes, they keep thrusting it right at him.
Ah,
I didn't seek any of this.
I didn't want it.
I hate attention.
Yeah, please.
The Mexican army was much larger than the invading forces, and on paper it looked like, we'll get rid of these guys easy. But Santa Anna's troops were exhausted, ill-clothed, hungry, and equipped with inferior weapons. The US Army, however, was led by soon-to-be President Zachary Taylor. Against the odds...
Zachary Taylor. That feels like a name from today. Zach Taylor?
Wow, that sounds like a Hollywood heartthrob.
That's a Hollywood heartthrob, not some olden days guy.
You guys seen the latest Zach Taylor movie?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
fantastic.
Oh, man, I'm a big fan of the
The
Zachy,
way he
Zachy
smizes.
Oh, he was, and he's always ripped, but he was particularly ripped in this one.
You could
Yeah.
tell. He
Yeah.
lost all water weight.
Yeah.
Well, he'd been working with a trainer for
Can't
Yes.
wait for Men's Health to do an article about his regime.
Yes, he would have not been comfortable at all.
Yes. He would have been very dehydrated in those scenes, and I'm grateful for
Yeah,
that.
he was having trouble shitting.
I
You could tell.
I don't think I've heard of Zachary Taylor, but yeah, that does not sound like an olden days name.
Had you heard of James K. Polk?
No,
another
that's pretty
great one.
fun. The poker.
It's a great one. So, against the odds, the US won a series of battles against Anna and the Mexican army. To quote from Wiki here, perhaps Santa Anna's most personal and ignominious incident in the war was the capture during the Battle of Cerro Gordo of his prosthetic cork leg, which remains as a war trophy in the US held by the Illinois State Military Museum, but no longer on display.
They've got his leg.
Okay.
They've got his leg.
Does cork go bad?
Asking for a friend. A second leg, which I've seen referred to as a peg, was also captured by the 4th Illinois Division and was reportedly used by the soldiers as a baseball bat.
Stop taking his leg.
You know what? It would be a real fun bit of subterfuge or whatever.
Here we go.
If I'm using that right.
Here we go.
Plant a bomb in your leg.
Right.
Fuck.
Oh no, I've left my leg behind.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh,
duh.
that really... Oh no, not my
That's
good one.
demoralizing.
Yeah.
The
Oh, no.
Americans have taken my leg again. My
Detonate.
sworn enemies.
Detonate the peg. Detonate the peg. It is still displayed at the home of Illinois Governor Richard J. Oglesby, who served in that regiment, and you can, which is now a museum, and you can see the peg.
I was going to say, that guy's definitely dead.
Yeah,
right?
sorry. The way it was phrased, it was like he was like, no.
It's still in his house. Like, oh, the fuck?
Yeah.
He's dead.
He's
it's
well
a
dead.
museum now.
He's
Okay.
100 years plus dead. But
Yeah.
Santa Anna had a replacement leg made, which is displayed at the Museo Nacional de Historia in Mexico City.
Stop putting his leg on
So
display.
there are
I
3
feel weird
separate legs
about
you
it.
can go and see.
I feel weird about it.
What, and the buried leg? Still buried?
And that's buried as well.
Yeah.
Apparently he had multiple legs. One for walking, one for riding a horse, one for battle, one for formal occasions.
Sure, he's got his good leg.
His good leg.
His formal leg.
Oh, my good leg.
Where's my tux leg?
That's so great.
Yeah.
Do you ever, there was a show way back in the early 90s, 80s maybe, where there was like a scarecrow could choose different heads.
No.
And he, just based on his mood and stuff.
No, that
I
was
can't remember
a
anything else
cartoon
about it.
or anything? Or
No,
like
I think it was real life.
real life scarecrow that could choose his head. There you go.
Sounds awful now that I say it out loud.
Yeah, no, that was way before our time because we're incredibly young.
That's another episode of Matt Almost Remembers.
The mists of time.
I'm sure there's people yelling at their iPods right now being
They're
like,
going,
I love that show.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember it.
No, I don't. I remember seeing it a couple times and thinking, wow, how fun's that? He can choose his own head. But I think a leg, is a more realistic version
Yeah.
of it.
And we have different shoes for different occasions. Makes sense. He
That's
has a whole
true.
different leg for different occasions. I support that. I don't like just taking his leg and putting it on display. I find that strange for some reason.
No, and as time goes by, that you're still displaying it as a bit.
Yeah, it's like
Apparently there has been negotiations between Mexico and the USA to get the one in Illinois back. But they've...
What would the negotiation be? Just give him back the leg
Yeah,
if they want it. If his
progressives-
family or whatever wants the leg, give
Yeah.
him.
I think that's why they've taken it off display because they're like, this is a bit bad taste. But,
yes, it is.
But we're not giving it back.
No.
So after their multiple victories, the US Army marched into Mexico City in September 1847 and won a final battle. The fall of the Mexican capital ended the military phase of the conflict. By February 1848, a treaty had been signed and Mexico ceded a lot of their land to the United States. In fact, they had to cede 55% of their territory,
Yikes.
including the present-day states of California, Nevada, Utah, give me two, most of Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona, as well as a small portion of Wyoming.
Whoa.
They had to give up a lot of land. In turn, the US government paid Mexico $15 million, which is about $500 million today, $550 million, quote, in consideration of the extension acquired by the boundaries of the United States. So they're like, oh, we're not getting it for free. We're paying you for it. Not much for that amount of land.
Wow.
They agreed to pay debts owed to American citizens by the Mexican government as well. Mexicans in areas annexed by the US could relocate within Mexico's new boundaries or receive American citizenship and full civil rights. So people got to choose if you became American or you left and went.
So America sort of near doubled in size?
Yeah, got way
overnight?
bigger.
Wow.
Way bigger.
And those places were they already states? You know, and did they just go from Mexican states to American states? Or were they...
Oh, as in like the boundaries?
Yeah.
No, I don't know if they were...
That was just,
I don't think
it
they were
was just
properly
one
drawn.
big chunk of...
Yeah, I think they were divided into Mexican states, but I don't think that it was necessarily kept on those lines. I think a lot of stuff was redrawn.
That's kind of tough because if you've lived in a place a long time, maybe been born there, and then it's like, all right, well, you're going to be American or you have to move.
Yeah.
It's a bit strange.
Yeah, I think a lot of the people that were fighting for Mexico were pretty unhappy.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, they lost this big war. With this massive loss, also Santa Anna's pretty upset himself. With this massive loss, Santa Anna again went into exile, this time to another Caribbean island, Jamaica.
Oh, it's tough.
2 years later, he then moved to Colombia. But was he done? Absolutely not.
You're kidding.
It's unbelievable.
How old is he at this point?
1853. When did I say he was born?
I don't remember. 17 something.
He is now almost 60 years old.
Wow.
In April 1853, he was invited back by rebellious conservatives who did not like now President Mariano Arista's sweeping budget cuts. Santa Anna came back and was elected president again on the 17th of March, 1853. This time he called himself Dictator for Life and gave himself the title of Serene Highness, or Su Alteza Serenissima.
Well,
Beautiful.
What he's done there is said, next time, don't exile me. You're going to have to kill me because it's for my life. And I don't want to guess what's going to happen, but I think he's probably still alive today.
Well, his full title in the final period of his power translates as Hero of the Nation, General of Division, Grand Master of the National and Distinguished Order of Guadalupe, Grand Cross of the Royal and Distinguished Spanish Order of Carlos III, and President of the Mexican Republic.
Imagine if he insisted on you using that entire title.
Like, God.
I'd avoid him like the plague.
The word distinguished is in there not once but twice.
It's too much.
Despite this new wild title, the NEW writes, this reign was no better than his earlier ones. He funneled government funds into his own pockets and sold more territory to the United States in what is known as the Gadsden Purchase in present-day southern Arizona and southwestern New Mexico. The US wanted the land to build the Transcontinental Railway. But Santa Anna botched the deal and pushed to get cash up front rather than wait, and ended up costing his country lots and lots of money in a time when they were desperate. I think it was something like, we'll pay you this much now, or if you wait, we'll give you 3 times that amount. And he ended up taking the money quickly. And it obviously would have benefited his government and the nation if they'd got more money for selling off this land. So Mexico's getting smaller and smaller as well. It used to be so big. It's still big now. But yeah. One positive thing is the Mexican national anthem was composed during this presidency of him.
Huh.
So, and they still use that anthem to today. But people didn't like all of the corruption and how he was handling things. And a group of liberals, including Juan Alvarez, Benito Juarez, and Ignacio Comonfort, overthrew Santa Anna under the plan of Ayulta. The plan called for his removal from office, and he again went into exile in 1855.
Spending a lot of time in exile.
Like a lot of time.
It must be nice. Because he keeps going back to exile.
I'm loving the idea of it.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a rest.
Yeah.
Start again.
Sounds pretty good
Just
to
going
me.
on holiday.
Yeah, go to Cuba, go to Jamaica. Beautiful
Awesome.
weather.
Oh my God.
Great.
With Santa Anna gone, Mexico entered a complex civil conflict called the Reform War between Mexican liberals and conservatives. One of the guys that kicked him out, Benito Juarez, ended up being president for over 14 years, winning elections, but at the same time, with the backing of France, an Austrian Archduke Maximilian I was installed as Emperor of Mexico. So they had a president on one side and also an emperor, and they were not working together. Different people recognized different.
Sort of like, not unified boxing champions.
Exactly.
They need to unify.
They need to get the president in the ring with the emperor.
Heavyweight battle.
Come on, battle it out. The backing from France was seen as a way to counteract growing US power in the region. So they were like, let's install an archduke, make him emperor, I guess.
Wow.
Our man, Santa Anna, saw his chance. And 10 years after going into exile, he sought US support in an attempt to oust the Emperor Maximilian. At the same time, he offered his services to Maximilian. Both proposals were refused, and he remained in exile.
Okay.
Despite this, Maximilian I was eventually himself executed, and Benito Juarez was president for many years after that.
Maximilian is a fantastic
So
name.
good.
I love it. During his many years in exile, Santa Anna was a passionate fan of the sport of cockfighting. He had many roosters that he entered into competitions, and he would have his roosters compete with cocks from all over the world.
Jess is enjoying cock, so I'm still in my head. I'm having this conversation. Hey Dave, how much have you got in your wallet? Oh, Maximilian.
You're still back there.
Yeah.
Whereas, as you said, Jess is enjoying cocks.
Cocks, yeah. Mm-hmm. Jess was having so much fun with cocks.
Yeah.
And cocks from all over the world competing.
Cocks from all over.
Who is the world's best cock?
Are you picturing the cocks with like feathery wings, or just cocks? Like a mashup of cocks and cocks, or just
I was just imagining
just
the
one kind
bird.
of cock?
Yeah.
Cock v cock.
Cock v cock. It's a sword fight.
He also had, I'm pleased to say, some
God, and the chickens had swords.
Oh,
Yeah,
In
obviously.
the cartoon in my mind.
Yeah.
How else do they fight? Well, they got to peck at each other?
Yeah.
Come on.
There's a peck off.
You're
Come
crazy.
on.
We're to fight. Hey, we got cash on the table. Let's take this seriously, you little cocks.
We got Maximilian on the table.
Max. We got Minimillion.
Minimillion.
I'm pleased to say he also had some get-rich-quick schemes going.
Yes.
One of which involved chicle, which is the natural latex harvested from trees in the same fashion as rubber. Like many people from his part of Mexico, he chewed on chicle. Sort of a rubbery thing.
It's a chickle chew.
Put it in your mouth, have a chew.
Sure.
Whilst in exile in America, he brought a supply of chicle with him and befriended a local glass merchant and an inventor called Thomas Adams. He asked Adams to help him develop a product made from chicle that could be used as an alternative to the expensive rubber used in carriage tires. He said if it worked out, they'd both get super rich. Adams and his son tried to create a product over many years, but it failed. He had invested a small fortune, over $30,000 of his own money, into the scheme, and pivoted one day when he noticed a girl buying some chewing gum from a chemist. According to Atlas Obscura, at the time, chewing gum was nothing like it is today. It was made with a paraffin base, it was brittle after chewing, and often contained impurities. In comparison, as Thomas Adams noted in his patent application, chicle gum contained nothing of an unwholesome character.
Oh, that's
good.
nice. Yeah.
And it could be, quote, stretched, moulded into form, or broken, and instantly reunited. So using the chicle, Adams created a new type of gum that instantly sold out, and he went into business.
All right.
Under Adams' directions, pharmacies received chewing gum machines, and New York subway platforms saw the installation of America's first vending machines, which sold Adams' popular Tutti Frutti flavour.
He came up with Tutti
He
Frutti?
came up with Tutti Frutti! And then he opened the largest chewing gum plant in the world and made a fortune.
And Santa Anna, because it's not the thing they made a deal on,
Yeah.
but is he still like, well, this kind of came out of my idea. I still want half.
Sadly for him, despite basically kicking off chewing gum, Santa Anna missed out on this boom as he had moved back to Mexico under an amnesty.
Okay.
They were allowing exiled citizens home. By this time, he was blind from cataracts and completely broke, so he really could have done with that chicle chewing gum money. And sadly, all good things
Little
must...
of that chickle cheddar.
Just didn't like that.
I imagined cheddar, like almost cheddar flavored chewing gum, I guess is what I
yes,
imagined there.
that's
Like
awful.
really, really
Yeah.
chewy
They tried
cheddar.
that. and it did not take off.
Yuck. No, I don't want savory gum.
No. No, thank you.
Yuck.
So he's back in Mexico finally after all these years away, but he's blind, he's broke, and sadly all good things must come to an end, and Santa Anna died on the 21st of June 1876, aged 82.
Whoa.
Not a bad innings.
He had led a wild life.
Yeah, he got up to a lot.
And he lived long enough to see the St Kilda Football Club form.
Oh, thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
Just?
Yeah, 3 years. So he caught, the early days.
Yeah, good.
And
He
I
was
think
there.
probably once he was sure that we were on the right track, he was ready to
Yeah,
drift off onto another realm.
that's right. He could still watch the games from heaven.
Oh, that's right. They're the Saints.
It's got an AFL subscription. Britannica has a great article on him that ends with this. Santa Anna possessed a magnetic personality and real qualities of leadership, but his lack of principles, his pride, and his love of military glory and extravagance, coupled with a disregard for and an incompetence in civil affairs, led Mexico into a series of disasters and himself into ill repute and tragedy.
Yeah, it really feels like so much of America and Mexico would be different if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, he was very influential.
Or if he had different skills.
Yeah.
All told, it's debated, but a lot of people say he was president of Mexico 11 separate times over 20 years. He's still a controversial figure, but obviously influential, as historians often refer to the 3 decades after Mexican independence as, quote, the age of Santa Anna, because he just kept coming back, coming back.
Wow.
What an interesting fella.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd never heard of him
No.
until our main man, Henry Smith from Cumbria in the UK, who we're all very friendly with.
We love you. I mean...
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, no, sorry, that wasn't to Henry.
No. Yeah, Jess was talking to her butt.
Yeah, I was talking to my butt.
And it's important. It's important to have a nice relationship with your butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to get along.
I love you.
That was to his dick.
Well, I'm saying it to my butt through my dick. Oh, dear.
We are too old for these jokes.
No, we are not.
We are.
We're aging in.
We're too old
We're
to have
aging
found
right into-
cocks so funny.
It's funny. And yeah, basically, I'd never heard of this this very colourful, to say the least, character from history. Maybe you two know a story from a different part of the world. Honestly, I knew nothing about the history of Mexico.
No,
in that
or
respect. And,
America.
It's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Because after that, there was there's multiple civil wars after this. It's very interesting and in a way hard to get your head around. So I hope that I did explain what I understand of it in a proper way. But yeah, the president changed so many times. It's
Wild.
actually unbelievable.
Yeah.
And that was why it was called the Gulf of Mexico back then. That's why it's not anymore. Because Mexico used to fully surround that Gulf. And they really don't.
They don't at all now.
Which is why we don't call it that anymore. It's called the Gulf of Goddamn Bless Our Goddamn Boys. God damn it, America. God
It's
damn
called
it.
the Gulf of Red, White, and Blue.
It's called the Gulf of Sorry I'm Late, Mr. President.
Perfect film.
Great story, well told. Well, Dave, what a topic. A wild ride, emotionally
Yes.
and cerebrally.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got right in there.
Yeah, I think
You
I fell
did.
asleep for a bit and I had a pretty wild dream.
Yeah, I imagine.
Love to hear about it someday. That really
Can't
got
wait
me.
to tell you about it.
Really got me.
Yeah, your boring reports that I
Well, Jess,
snooze.
you've woken up just at the right time because this is everyone's favourite section of the show. I think a lot of listeners are probably just waking up
Yeah.
or have just skipped to this point
That's right.
where we thank some of our great supporters. If you want to be one of these supporters, go to patreon.com/dogoonpod. There's a bunch of levels you can join. All sorts of things can be accessed.
Ad-free listening,
Yes, 4 bonus episodes a month on a certain level.
discounted live tickets.
You hear about them first
Yeah,
as well as
that's
live
right.
shows.
Pre-sale.
My UK tour, the first to hear about that, and with a discount code were the Patreons. And yeah, that's the case. We're already talking about our next tour for Do Go On.
And they'll be the first to know about it when it's all
Yeah.
locked in.
But the Facebook group. I mean, talk about it. It's everyone's favorite place.
Friendliest corner of the internet.
So friendly that sometimes I think they forget that we're in there, and they'll have threads discussing things they don't like about the show.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh, that's made me sad.
Yeah.
And then I'll leave it for a little bit.
Yeah.
But apart from that,
apart from that, yeah. The threads where they discuss what they'd change about us.
Yeah.
You know.
They said they give me bigger pecs.
Yeah, me too.
They said they give me smaller pecs, which was offensive.
Yours are heaving.
I don't think I could get them any
You've
smaller.
got a heaving breast.
They said they'd give me better hair, and I'm like,
What?
It can't get any better.
Yeah, what is it?
Your
Is
hair's-
this some sort of supernatural discussion
What are you
now?
talking
Your hair's
about?
You don't
peaking.
invent better hair?
Good luck.
luck.
Jinx.
Jinx. Oh.
You both wrote the same comment on that thread.
Good luck.
But anyway, no, the little joke there. But yeah, so much fun.
But do remember that we are in there. But just a little joke, but we can read it. So if you're writing something, just think, would I want to read this about myself? And then decide.
Would you want to hear that you need better hair?
Would you hair?
Would you want to hair?
So, but one of the other things you get by being on the Patreon is entry into the Fact Quote or Question section. This is if you're on the Sydney Schonberg level or above. Occasionally I'll get a message going, where do I enter my Fact Quote or Question? But there are people not on the Sydney Schonberg level or above. So I'm telling you now, so you can save that message.
Yeah.
But I'm also happy for you to message and ask me anything at any time.
Of course.
My door is always open.
Yes.
And I will reply within a few weeks.
Yeah.
Minimum. Or maximum. Could be either side of that.
It's exciting.
AJ, can you edit this down? This is waffly. But if you're on the Sydney Schonberg level, you get to give us a Fact Quote or Question, and we cover those in this section of the show. Actually, this section of the show actually has a jingle, actually.
Oh,
I think it goes actually something like this, actually.
Fact, quote, or question.
Actually. He always remembers the actually. She always remembers the singtually. And in this section of the show, people on the Sydney Schonberg level or above get to give us a fact, quote, or a question, or a brag or a suggestion, or really whatever they like. The first one comes from Lego Man himself, Stephen Edmonds, whose title is Regretter of Procrastination, offering us a fact.
That's a very relatable title.
If I had submitted this fact, quote, or question much earlier, this might have been able to be timed with the 500th episode, but no. The location of the 500th episode was built over 100 years ago in 1924. Known then as the Capitol Theatre, it was the first extravagant picture palace in Victoria. I didn't know that.
That's cool.
I love the phrase picture palace.
And it was known then as the Capitol Theatre.
Yes, I wonder what it becomes.
Fascinating.
It is a Chicago Gothic-style theatre with an original capacity over 21,037.
What?
In brackets, sorry, Jess.
21. The capacity was 21,000.
Yeah, we got that many in, didn't we?
It's not a stadium.
That's insane.
They obviously really squeezed them in back then.
What the? Did you have to stand like sardines to watch a
must
movie?
have been a fair bit of standing room.
2037. You can't get 21,000.
Yeah, 2,100 or something. What the fuck?
Stephen goes on to say, in its current state, it holds an impressive 574. Again, sorry, Jess.
No.
The spectacular crystalline ceiling was originally lit by incandescent globes in red, yellow, blue, and green, which could often be choreographed to the live orchestral score of the silent films being played. Since the restoration, it is now lit by thousands of digitally controlled LEDs. The theatre was designed by American husband and wife architects Walter Burley Griffin and Marion Marnie Griffin.
Like Lake Burley Griffin?
Like Lake Burley Griffin himself and herself. The Lakers.
Themselves.
I don't think the Lakers gendered, actually. Most Australian listeners would have learned at school that Walter designed Canberra, but a better understanding is that Marion and Walter worked as a team. Across 28 years, they designed over 350 buildings, landscape and urban design projects, as well as designing construction materials, interiors, furniture, and other household items. Just a power couple.
But it held 21,000.
Yeah.
I mean,
and 37.
I don't want to fact check the Lego Man.
Don't want to fact check the fact checker?
I've typed it in. I think the number is 2,137.
What did I say?
I don't know if you're
You
reading
said
it wrong.
21,000.
Oh, yeah, it's Yeah, sorry, I'm reading it wrong.
Okay.
Okay.
We're fact checking Matt, and that's okay.
What have I been saying?
21,000 it was holding.
That's
That's why we were like,
2100.
that's like
2100.
That's a stadium.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
like,
I mean, 2100 is impressive.
huge, which is 4 times the amount of people it fits now.
That's
Obviously, but
crazy.
still, that's
Okay, sorry.
that's just not like what.
I'm
The original
reading it.
capacity
My
was
head
2
was-
million.
I was in my head. I was saying like it was 2137 in my head, but
Yes.
the words I repeatedly said wrong.
Yeah. And then I clarified and you
And I
confirmed
still
the
did.
clarification.
That's so funny.
That's okay.
Ooh,
I'm glad
do you think I'm okay?
No.
That's
but,
okay, but am I okay?
No, you're not okay, but we'll deal with that after this.
I'm so sorry, Stephen.
Wow. That's still very impressive. At 21,000, I was like, Stephen, you're lying to me.
Yeah,
and
it's
the roof
quartered.
the roof is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, it's so cool. It was a
Yeah.
great theatre. We had a great time.
To me, it just looks more modern than that. It doesn't look like a 1920s
Yeah.
building. Thanks so much, Stephen, and sorry for butchering your fact. Second and final fact quarter question today comes from Mick McRae, whose title is "Change my name to save time and change my hair to save on Brill cream." Because Mick used to be known as Michaela in these fact quotes and questions.
Ah,
So there's a little time saving there.
Okay, great.
Mick writes, a question. I love finding songs that fit a theme and then putting them into playlists. So my question is, do you have a favourite or just a song you like titled a person's name?
Oh, yeah.
My absolute favourite would be Goth by the Whitlams.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
That is a fantastic question. I mean,
I
Dolly
like-
Parton has a song called Joshua.
Oh, yeah.
That's a pretty good song.
I like Willie Nelson by the Wagons.
Oh, yeah.
Willie.
That's a really great question. And I do like, you love a themed playlist.
Willie. Yeah, I don't think I've done that as a theme before.
No,
It's a
with
good one.
names is a good one.
Boy named Sue.
I'm having a look just through my liked songs to see.
What about a Paul Kelly? He must. Bradman?
Bradman?
Shane Warne?
Yep. Yeah, first one I thought of was Dolly.
So Long Marianne by Leonard Cohen. That's a good one.
Any come to mind for you, D-Dub?
No, not. I'm panicking.
It's tricky, isn't it? I know. On the spot is always hard.
Hey Mickey, you're so fun, you blow my mind. Hey,
Hey,
Mickey.
Mickey. Hey, Mickey.
Wait, that's not the right clap. Don't worry about it.
No, it's not. You fucked
AJ,
it.
fix the clap in post.
You absolutely fucked it.
This is one of those ones that I'll be driving home and I'll be like, oh, I love that one.
100%. I reckon there's got to be, I'm going to search on Spotify because there's going to be a playlist of.
Bruce Springsteen's Rosalita. Rosalita, jump a little higher.
Matt's got lots. Songs with names in the title. There's lots of these.
Oh, okay, great.
Adam's Song by Blink-182.
Hmm.
Lots of, there's several Alice songs.
Cecilia, Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh, that's
Oh,
great.
good one. Yeah, that's
You
a good
break
one.
my heart. What about?
Annie's Song, John Denver.
Oh yeah. What about Daniel by Elton?
Oh, yes.
Daniel, my brother.
Taylor Swift has a song called Betty.
Oh, Betty's great. Like Betty.
Betty's a good one.
That was in our countdown a few years ago. Whoa, Black Betty.
Oh, there's several Carolines.
Oh yeah, Sweet Caroline.
Not even.
Oh, Carolina was a girl.
Yeah, Cecilia Simon Garfunkel. That's a great question and a great category.
Yeah. So good.
Great question, Mick.
Thanks, Mick.
Thanks, Mick. On you, Mick.
Hey, Mick, do you want to start that as some sort of a playlist on some sort of a thing and put it in the Facebook group and
Yes.
so people can add songs to it?
Great idea.
That'd be very fun.
Hey, Mick, if you don't, we'll know you're not listening.
Mick.
Mick,
Come
Mick,
on.
Mick, busted.
Mick.
Busted. Thank you so much, Mick. Thank you so much, Stephen. Both attendees at the 500th, I'm pretty sure. And I know Mick was there. And I also know that Stephen was there.
Okay.
So that makes me pretty sure.
Oh.
I think we were both. Dave, am I wrong? We're all at the Comedy Republic afterwards after having a Rossies.
We had a Rossies.
We had a slice of
It was
Rossies.
a lovely takeaway pizza shop opened very late on Swanston Street, and we enjoyed our Rossies.
Love a slice of Rossies. The next thing we like to do.
Jesus Christ.
Next thing we like to do. I have had a coffee since Jess asked before. Another thing we like to do is thank a few of our other great supporters. Jess normally comes up with the game for this part of the show.
That's true. Jess does.
Can you find a song name for their names?
Oh, good one. I can do that.
All right.
I'm going to go for a song name generator, and I'm going to put their name in
Oh,
it.
great. Love that. Dave, do you want to do place or name?
I can do place. I don't mind doing a place.
All right.
First up, I'd like to thank from Annapolis in Maryland. Hello and thank you too.
Oh, John Park. I almost forgot. Oh, what about, is Johnny Park the name of a... That's the name of a Foo Fighter song, isn't it? Hey Joe Park? Hey John Park? Hey something Park. But anyway, Jess is generating a brand new song.
I got it. Forever John Park.
Forever John Park.
That's great. There is a track called Hey Johnny Park, but there's a new one.
New one.
John Park, you got 2 there. 2 for you.
Yeah, I think John would be happy to have a new one. I reckon John might have heard of the Foo Fighters one a few times. Good song, though.
From Curry in New South Wales, thank you too.
Jacob Sweeksy.
Or is it Swilks?
Swilksy. I think Jacob Swilks also came to the 500, and I think I did that exact same to his face.
Sweeksy.
I said Sweeksy. And he went, Swilks. I said, Swilksy.
Swilks.
And now you remember, and obviously you remember by the song, Always Swilksy.
Always Swilksy.
Always Swilksy.
Yeah.
You are always Swilksy.
I've got a really creepy one coming up.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, let's give that to someone who's from a location unknown to us. We can only assume they're deeper than the Fortress of the Moles.
It's Finn the Human. I don't know. Do they protest too much there?
I think maybe.
The Human.
And the song is Soft Teenage Finn.
Oh, yeah. How would that end good? Soft Teenage Jacob, Soft Teenage John? Like, it doesn't end well.
No.
Apart from Finn. Ended very well. That's perfect. What a beautiful sounding song that is. Finn the Human. Who else we got, Dave?
This person is also from a location unknown to us.
Oh, my God. Very musical name. Thank you, Melody Cook.
Melody, feel good with your passion.
Is that a comma? Melody,
comma.
That's
Feel good with your passion.
That's-
It's like an instruction.
Yeah.
That is a
thanks,
real...
Melody, baby, feel good with your passion.
Thanks for permission.
What was the question the American politician asked? Who were we?
Where was we?
Where was we? Where was we, place? That sounds like it was written by that guy.
Moonlighting is a songwriter. I would also like to thank another person hanging out in the Fortress
What
of the
the heck?
Moles. Probably.
It's Leo a man.
Leo, a man.
Yeah, it sounds a bit like Finn the Human, but this is like a surname. A man.
A man or a man.
Leo a man.
Leo into snooze.
Oh, The Lion Sleeps Tonight.
Yeah. Isn't that nice?
That is really
It's a
nice.
sequel to The Lion Sleeps
Yeah.
Tonight.
Leo in a snooze.
It's cute.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
Next up, I'd like to thank from Liverpool in Great Britain.
Oh, likely lad. It's Paul Charnock.
Oof, the golden dreamer, Charnock.
Wow.
Yeah, we're just sort of playing on
Let's
the
go the
on the bass
plink-a-plonk.
there, Pink Plonk, and yeah, what was the name of the tune again there, lad?
The golden dreamer.
The Golden Dreamer. Yeah, big hit. Yeah,
See, like that is very, very good. Genuinely. Your Trump is horrific.
my Trump is the best. It's one of the best. It's one of the best in the business.
It's kind of gotten better. It was the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
It keeps seeming. I feel
No.
like it's going to sound.
But it is awful.
Yeah.
It is one of the worst.
Yeah, it's getting a lot worse. Okay.
It's halfway
I don't know what I'm
between
doing
like,
here.
I regret even bringing it
it's
up.
halfway between the Joker and like a
Yeah.
new weird Star Wars character.
Yeah.
Like he's in a junkyard or something.
Okay, well, this is that is a pitch to either the guy who does Star Wars or the guy who does Batman. I'll play either of those roles. I'm the Joker. I'm selling things in a junkyard.
Yep.
Nader's doing your voice.
I'm selling things in a
There
junkyard.
it
What do
is.
you want? What do you got? I'm a Joker. Hey, having a bit of fun. All right.
God, he is good.
Name the riddle.
Name the riddle.
The Joker, famous for his riddles.
Name the riddle.
Name the riddle.
Well, if you don't name the riddle, you don't name the riddle.
And it's just like, give it a name, Greg.
All right, you got lucky.
I like that name.
That's a beautiful name for a bum or a girl.
For a bum?
Bomb, because I said you got to name the bomb.
No.
Gotcha, I
bum.
wasn't listening.
All right, I don't think there's another person probably deeper than the Fortress of the Moles. We don't know where you're from, but thank you so much too.
Katie. Surname, I don't know if it's been left off on purpose, but on the email, it's a UK name and it ends with C. It starts with C.
Okay. It's a UK name.
Well, the email's a UK. It's an email.
I see.
It's a UK.
I regret asking. The song is Katie Kiss Night.
So we're in there in the studio, when Katie started playing this lick on the guitar.
It's very good.
It's me doing Dana Carvey doing.
Sure, but it's really very soothing to listen to. I would
it's
listen.
A beautiful accent.
I would listen to this podcast if that's what your voice sounded like.
But it doesn't.
It doesn't, and so I don't.
What's Katie's song? That sounds like a hit.
Katie Kiss Night.
Katie Kiss Night. Katie Kiss Night.
It's Kiss Night.
Is there a comma in there? Oh, like movie night. This is Kiss Night.
Yeah, exactly. You got to spice things up in a relationship.
It's going to be a soft rock.
Thursday night's a kiss night in my house. He gets one kiss.
Monday nights for washing. Tuesday nights fish and chips.
Fish and chips on Tuesday.
Yeah,
Wednesday night.
Why save it for Friday?
Is bingo.
Oh wow!
But don't you worry for a minute. 'Cause Thursday's the one we've been waiting for. Get your lips at the ready. 'Cause Thursday night is the night we want. Thursday night we never miss. Thursday night.
Jesus Christ.
That's time we kiss.
Oh, that's great. Got it back there.
Run up.
Then what? Yeah, it's just Thursday night said about 14 times. And then what do you do on Fridays?
Friday night
Is for full penetration. Kiss on Thursday.
Friday
You gotta warm up
night
to
we're
it.
making babies.
Thursday nights. That is foreplay. Yes.
Saturday, Sunday we recover. Wash those clothes again on Monday. Tuesday's fish and chips.
Some people like Friday. I really like Tuesday.
Tuesday fish and
I love
chips.
fish and chips.
I look forward to Tuesday. I tolerate Friday.
It's not for me.
It's not for
Not
me.
for me.
Hey, hey, you're a generous lover.
Yeah, that's right. You know,
I
not
do
every-
it.
Not
for them.
everyone likes fish, but we still go on Tuesday for me.
Yeah.
Friday, that's for them. I would like to thank now from Anglesey, beautiful seaside town in Victoria.
It's Tim Tronk. Ooh la la.
That's such a great name,
Tim
Tim.
Tronk.
Tim Tronk. It's Tim Tronk, Mystic Bard.
Oh my god. That
How
is
good
so
is that?
good. I think that's an instrumental.
Oh, yeah. But it's like it was written specifically for a soundtrack for a film, and it does really well off that.
Yes.
Yeah.
it's-
The soundtrack sells were
Mike
really well.
Oldfield played it. It's a Tubular Bells-ish.
Right.
Tubular Bells on the lute.
I'm thinking how like a couple of Kevin Parker's Tame Impala's songs have been,
yeah.
for Dungeons and Dragons and stuff.
Yes.
And you go,
Mike
really?
Oldfield,
And then you listen to it and you go, that fucking slaps.
Kevin Parker
Yes. Same.
collab with Mike Oldfield.
Yes.
Kevin on the lute. Mike
Obviously.
on the Tubular Bells.
Yep.
He only knows one thing. He does it well.
He actually plays a lot of instruments, Dave, if you really want to know. And I get the feeling you don't.
He only does one thing well.
Oh,
That's Tubular Bells.
yeah.
And finally, I'd like to thank from Stroud. From Stroud in Great Britain. It's
Tracy Beddoes.
It is Cuba Piano Beddoes.
Cuba piano. Oh, man. I can feel that humidity just sweeping in. You know, we're in Havana.
Yes. Playing the piano.
Playing the piano, tinkling on the old.
Yeah.
And then once
sweaty
we've cleaned
instrument.
the piss off, we someone starts playing on them as well.
Who pissed on the piano?
Hey, well, it's just doesn't this smell of heart and soul,
Talent.
music, and
Passion.
passion, and piss.
And piss. Bit of piss. Yes. It's undeniably in there. Yes.
On the way home, I'm gonna have some Rossies.
Oh, I wish I could have a
Big
Rossies for dinner.
slice of Rossies.
See, I wouldn't listen if that's what your voice sounded like.
Unfortunately, it does.
Yeah.
I love Rossies.
That's disgusting.
And Donald Trump eating a Rossies.
I'm having a Rossie. I'm enjoying this Rossie.
It's gone.
It's the
gone.
greatest. It's the greatest Rossie. I'm having one of the best Rossies in the world. This is hey, buy the slice. Yes, Rossie.
That was really Star Wars at the end.
I tell you what. I'm loving this Rossie.
Rossie's special. How do they do it? Green olives.
It's like when a voice actor does multiple voices back to back for their audition tape, you just do one character and they're like, yeah, the way you said that one word was like different character.
Yeah, it's so interesting. He's playing so many characters at once.
Yeah,
It's very talented.
covers so much ground.
Thank you so much to Tracy, Tim, Katie, Paul,
Leo, Melody, Finn, Jacob, and Jean.
and the last thing we do is welcome some people into the Triptych Club. These are some of our greatest supporters. They have been on there for 3 years, straight on the shout-out level or above.
Jesus Christ.
And now they get welcomed into the Triptych Club. It's theatre of the mind.
It's one of the greatest. It's one of the greatest.
It's one of the greatest theatres, and it's in your mind. Dave, do you want to explain it any further?
Basically, this is a hall of fame. It's a clubhouse where, like Matt said, you've been on the show at level 3 consecutive years. You get welcomed in. You get to hang out with us. You get to hang out with the other people in here. There's about 1,000 of you now, which is fantastic. There's music. There's food. There's drink. There's entertainment. There's chill-out zones. There's a little art class once a week. A little arts and crafts. So look forward to that.
A little arts and crafts.
Matt's going to do a character masterclass. Going to teach you how to do some great voiceover work, which is fantastic.
Yeah, my mum's coming in this week to teach cross stitch.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My masterclass still has plenty of room.
But unfortunately, the cross stitch class with my mum is fully booked.
Sorta.
She's having to add
That's what's got a
extras.
wait list.
Yeah.
You can see there's a list on the cockboard. Had no names on it yet. When I said noms, yes, I meant names.
Okay, but yeah, mum is now here for the week. She's got a
That's
week-long
great.
residency.
Yeah, it's a residency.
Yeah.
Really, it would be great to see you there. It'd be fantastic.
Jess, you always organise some sort of food or drink.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, we've got I've got a lot of tequila.
Love it.
And it's funny because it was like Mexican themed. I got a good deal on tequila, so I was like, fuck yeah, I'll make margs my favourite. And then I thought, what goes well with margs? Margarita pizza. I wish I'd known, and then I would have made Mexican food. But unfortunately, we just have margs and margs.
Where did we order it from? Rossi?
Oh, Rosie do a fantastic margarita.
Yes. Have you tried it for Rossi?
Yes, I've had Rosie's.
Jess told us that Rosie's is at Chadstone. I didn't know this.
Yeah, and I used to work
The
at
fashion
Chadstone.
capital.
Did you ever go to Rosie's on a lunch break?
Of course.
Oh, it's lunchtime. It's time for Rosie's.
I thought Swanson Street was the only Rossi.
Me too, but I've seen one at Melbourne Central.
I thought it was a little family-owned business.
Nah. Rosie's been around for a long time. I mean, I haven't worked at Chadstone for a very long time.
Right. Oh my God, Rossi.
I know.
All right, so
I always book a band as well.
for the
Yeah.
after party.
For the after party, and you're never going to believe it. I've obviously organised the topic this week. I did the report, so I knew this was happening, but they hadn't written back until just now, and I've just confirmed them. Hitting us tonight, we've got the electronic music sensation Mexican Institute of Sound.
Whoa!
All the way
the
from
MIT.
From Mexico City.
Bloody hell,
Massive.
that's fantastic.
So can't wait for that.
I would love to go to Mexico City.
Yeah.
I was just talking to my hairdresser yesterday.
Didn't
thanks for
Dave
noticing.
win it?
And she had just come back and said
You should have,
it was-
while you stopped in to chat, you should have got a haircut.
I just thought I'd stop in. Sat there for about a good 3 hours. We just chatted.
She's a good chat, I've heard.
Professional chatters. And had she just been to Mexico City?
Yes, and said she had a wonderful time.
I went there on that trip with Taco Bill where I won a trip. And
He went over on taco money.
It was
Dave's
good.
also a taco buyer.
Fantastic. I did a taco tasting tour.
Fuck yeah.
Where they take you to some sort of backstreet places that you wouldn't necessarily find if you're a tourist there for the first time. We had maybe 6 or 7 tacos. It was, to die for.
That's a great day.
And was that a tourist thing?
Yeah, it was run by...
Matt can be such a diabolical bitch sometimes.
It's places that I wouldn't necessarily have found myself.
You'd never find it as a tourist on this tourist trip. Good.
You got Dave with the inside word on Mexico City.
Yeah, and the guy who was running it, he was a Mexican chef who'd just come back from living in Australia for 7 years, where he was the head chef at the Penny Black right here on Sydney Road near where we are right now.
That's wild.
He found
Small
it from
world.
Melbourne and he was like, this is awesome.
That's so cool.
In the olden days, I used to have birthday parties there. Back when, well, you
had friends.
You were a twinkle in your papa's eye back then.
Yeah.
Penny Black is a very old institution. I've got 3 names to induct in here.
Okay.
Do we need to tell people anything else?
Nope.
All right, here we go. I'm on the door. Got the clipboard out. If you hear your name, jog on in. I'll lift up the velvet rope. Dave's on the stage. He's going to hype up the crowd, getting them to chant your name with a bit of weak wordplay. Jess is going to hype up Dave. And then hang around for the after party. We got MIT playing some of their classic hits. Dave, what are some of their classics?
Some of their classics. Look, there's Jalale, Instrumental, Mexico.
Yeah.
Soledad, featuring Damon Albarn. It's pretty cool.
That's cool. Maybe we can request some of these new songs we came up to as well. Came up with, even though none of those people will be in there to hear them.
No.
All right, here we go. All from the United States of America, which you talked about in today's report, Dave.
Yes.
Wow.
I wonder if any of these places were taken over in this war. First up from Ohio, Pickerington to be precise. Welcome, Dan Fox.
Dan Fox, you rocks.
My
socks.
Oh!
That's good stuff.
That's good stuff.
And
'Cause
my jocks, but you know what
Dan's
that means.
sick of getting Dan the man.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Sly as a fox.
Yeah.
Dan, welcome.
Welcome, Dan.
From Ohio, God's country itself. Very jealous you get to live there. Next up from Washington State, Seattle, if I'm being more specific. Hey, baby, I hear the blues are calling. And thank you so much and welcome, Tess Mussolino.
They've passed the test. It's Tess Mussolino.
Welcome in, Tess. Pew, 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 pew.
I wonder if used to have an I on the end. That feels like that name was ruined a little bit a century or so ago. And finally, from Collingswood in New Jersey.
Mussolini.
I was like,
I've never had to explain something to Dave.
I was like,
That felt good.
My time frame might have been off. He's like,
A century?
century ago, that's not quite right.
yeah. Oh, okay. Mussolini, 1925. Okay. Maybe his father.
Yeah, I was in office from 1922 to 1943, Dave, but whatever.
His father was.
I hate it when my dads fight.
I, for some reason, did think you were talking about Tessie. When he said, I probably used to have an eye on the end, that was ruined. You're like, maybe Matt just prefers the name Tessie to Tess. Okay. Little hint there to Tess.
And finally,
Caroline Ruck.
I want a Caroline all night.
And instead of rock.
Instead of rock, that's the joke there.
Okay.
So I could have said rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
night.
Yeah,
It's
Caroline
funny to
all
say
night.
Caroline.
Do you want to
Sweet rock, rock.
Do you want to give a quick rock, yeah?
This is 100% a rock, yeah.
Any relation, I wonder.
Are you related to Ellen Rock?
Caroline, please tell us.
Please tell us.
Caroline.
Caroline, please.
Caroline,
Please,
please.
are you related to my third favourite actor?
Caroline.
It's funny that this is like an inner city suburb in Melbourne called Collingwood.
And that's Collingswood.
Collingswood. What
That's
a world
crazy.
we live in.
That's crazy.
Welcome in, Caroline, Tess, and Dan. Please make yourselves at home. It's so good to have you here.
Couple of spots left for Mum's Friday cross-stitch class.
Oh, yeah, and you won't have heard about it because you just come in, but a really in-demand course I'm putting on,
Doing voices, doing a lot of fun voices, a lot of different kinds of voices.
and sign up. I think we got maybe 3 spots left. It's an intensive.
Yeah.
1 on 3.
Yeah.
That's great.
So
Good luck to you.
that brings us to the. I'm gonna unpack my trump and repack it again, and you can see how I do it step by step.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Mainly emptying them on and putting my fingers up and together and out again.
Like little
Putting 'em
windscreen
up,
wipers.
Putting them out, putting them back together.
Anything we need to tell people before we go, Bopper?
Well, nah. You can find us on social media. Do go on pod. And dogoonpod.com is our website where you can suggest a topic. You can find information about our other wonderful podcasts and everything else that we do. And apart from that, we love you. Dave, boot this baby home.
Hey, we'll be back.
We'll be Benanito. Oh, God, Dave. You got this guy on your mind now.
You know what my problem is? I'm on rossies.com.au trying to find a place.
Dave, say it right.
Rossies.com.au. And you can go on to find a store, and very optimistically they have, are you searching in Australia or internationally?
Oh.
This could be, I don't know.
Bring this baby home, Dave,
We
and then
will.
you can look at Rosie's.
We will be back next week with another fantastic slice of Rosie's and an episode to boot. But until then, also thank you so much for listening and goodbye.
Goodbye, laters. Rogers.
Bye! I won't say it.
Born in Melbourne. Rosie's is the collaborative outcome of seasoned food and business operators who have combined their past 30 plus years of industry experience to create a truly exciting offer. Bloody hell. We're still rolling, okay. Vibrant energy, eclectic style, fade me down style, and the perfect mix of tradition and innovation is in our Rosie blood. Qualities. Oh, I think I've been turned off.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
If you're a lineman in charge of keeping the lights on, Grainger understands that you go to great lengths and sometimes heights to ensure the power is always flowing, which is why you can count on Grainger for professional-grade products and next-day delivery, so you have everything you need to get the job done. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Don't forget to sign up to our tour mailing list so we know where in the world you are and we can come and tell you when we're coming there.
Wherever we go, we always hear 6 months later, oh, you should come to Manchester. We were just in Manchester.
We were just there, but this way you'll never miss out. And don't forget to sign up, go to our Instagram, click our link tree. Very, very easy.
It means we know to come to you, and you'll also know that we're coming to you.
Yeah, we'll come to you, you come to us. Very good.
And we give you a spam-free guarantee.